iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams, race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Good afternoon, race fans, and welcome to race number 5 of the ASRC Sportsman Series. We are here at the Rockingham Motor Speedway. It's going to be a great race, Carson, with the high banks. I believe mile racetrack, or just over a mile. It's going to be tough on the tires, tough on the drivers, but it's going to be fun to watch up in the stands. I am Brett the Jet here from Turn 3 Racing Network. I'm joined in the booth by my brother himself. Carson, you want to say hi?
Hello, Brett. I'm excited for this race here tonight. Should be a lot of fun to see what these ASRC Sportsman drivers can do here at the Rock tonight.
Yeah, I agree. It's going to be a fun one to watch. Be sure to tune in as we tackle this place for 125 laps. As we look here, we'll pop up quickly at the end of practice. The timing and scoring. The man himself, Tanner Tallarico, at the top of the boards. Last season's Blue Division champion, Kyle Munson, hot on his tail. Then we got Ron Hart, the lightning fast wheelman himself, in P number 3. Carson, what do you think about these stand-ins here as we have under a minute left in practice?
Well, Brett, so far Tanner looks pretty fast. He's got a bit of an advantage over the guys around him, but I say guys like Kyle Munson and Austin Nielsen, we've been watching them how they are finishers and are always right toward the front of the field at the end of the race. So I think those guys and Ron Hart, we've seen him battle with Tanner, so I think all three of those guys will definitely be drivers to watch here at the end of the race tonight.
Yeah, I agree, and the advantage Tanner will have will only grow as this race actually gets underway with him being able to save tires so well. We'll see that one car really drop off the pace and really take his time as practice does end here, and we'll get ready to head over to qualifying. As we head over to qualifying here, we'll leave the left side of the board unpopulated. We got some cars on pit road. It looks like Dan Parmley, one of the cars, Nathan Goot, Justin Callahan, all rolling on out. So maybe we'll take a look at the 710 machine here on track. as the 71 machine. Sorry, excuse me. I knew I was going to do it, Carson, and I started it early, calling the 710 machine the 71. But we got the 710 machine of Dan Parmalee, or the 71 in this series, heading through turns 3 and 4 for his first time lap. We'll see where he puts it on the timing and scoring and see if he can better his lap here as he sails it off into turn 1. Quite a fast entry, not really wrapping that yellow line. We'll have to see how that pays off. If the one of Tanner Talarico does decide to qualify, we could see him most likely wrapping that inside line that whole entire time, as we see Dan Parmalee just almost get the bottom coming off of turn 4, and that will complete his qualifying. So some quick laps here. These laps will click on by very quickly, but Dan Parmalee with the provisional pole right now as Andrew Burr in the 223 machine knocks him on off from the top. We'll see if he can do a better second lap, as I believe that was his second lap. So we'll go to the 94 McDonald's machine, who is now in his qualifying run. And on his first time lap, we'll see where he can slot on in. Right now, the top 5, Carson, all red division drivers. As we see Jeff O'Quinn tie Nathan Goot's time for the fastest blue division driver as of right now. We'll see if he can better his lap here on lap number 2 as he heads into turns 3 and 4 for the final time in qualifying. He has a low exit here, and he does do it. He cracks the top 5 and puts himself in P number 4. Now we'll go look at the 52 Napa machine rolling out from pits. Austin Nielsen in the 52.
And Brad, this is a driver I think that has a really good shot here tonight. Earlier in the season, over the first 4 races, he's been knocking on the door of potential victories. Always seems to be up toward the front of the field at the end of the race. So I think tonight he's got a good chance to get a win here.
Yeah, I agree. He has been showing really good speed out of that 52 machine, but this is in his wheelhouse. I know he's more of a short track guy, runs really good on the Wednesday night, so he'll be happy to run this place, and I think he'll be do fairly well, Carson. I'm predicting 52 in the top 3 as he puts a P number 6 on lap number 1. We'll see if he can improve it like most everyone does by lap number 2. As he sends it into turn 3, kind of misses the bottom, but gets on the loud pedal anyways. We'll see if that slows up his time at all as the 52 crosses the line for P number 3. So, 10 cars of the 15 that have showed up, Carson, have taken a time. I think most of the other cars will not end up taking a time, as that sounded like I said the same thing twice, but I meant it. As we look to the YouTube chat lands, we got Debbie Parmalee saying hello and looking forward to a fun race. And go, of course, the 710 machine of Dan Parmalee. Looks like Dan Parmalee will be starting on the outside of the front rows, so we'll be starting in a pretty good spot. As qualifying is wrapped on up here in the race, Andrew Burr is tonight Quick Time and the Quick Time Motorsports Media Award winner, as we will go grid side here and get tonight's running order. as we have Andrew Burr bringing the cold. On the pole in the 223 to his outside, Dan Parmalee, Dan the Man in the 710. Third place goes to Austin Nielsen in the 52. Ron the Wheelman Hart in the 051 My Little Pony Machine will start to the outside of row number 2. Row number 3 will be led by, on the inside, the best placing finisher blue driver, Jeff O'Quinn in the 94.
And to pick up from there, starting in the 6th position, will be the number 43 car of Eric Papineau. In 7th, the one of the closers we were discussing earlier, the 28 car of Kyle Munson. In 8th place is the 5 machine of Nathan Gu. In 9th place is the 29 car of John Kane, and then to round out your top 10, the 75 car of Justin Callahan.
Starting P11th is the 1 machine of Tanner Tallarico, electing start from the back. 12th is Andrew Payne, but Andrew Payne is going to be start watching this session, so that will move up John DeMeester to the 12th starting spot. 13th is Tim Rogers in the 48, and then rounding out our field, Alan Duranco in the 109, starting 15th, and starting 16th, Garrett Austin in the 81. As the lights are extinguished on the pace car, Carson, that means this time we will be going green flag racing here at Rockingham for 125 laps. You pumped up?
Yeah, Brad, I am definitely pumped up. This should be a pretty fun race here tonight.
I agree. It's going to be a good one. As the pace car makes the hard left-hand turn down pit road, we'll wait for the 223 to fire on off. He does so, and we are green flag racing here at the Rock. As Austin Nielsen gets a great start down on the bottom, able to pull alongside the 710 machine. There'll be a drag race off of turn 2.
And yeah, Brett, we were talking about Dan. I think he's another one here to watch tonight. Another driver who's very good in the long run. Got great long run speed, and he should be right there at the end of the race here.
Yeah, and the pole sitter, Andrew Burr, I mean, we can't put too much past around him. He put up the quickest time in qualifying, so if he can keep that up, he might be a force to reckon with. As they single file on out, Andrew Burr, Dan Parmalee, and Austin Nielsen makes up your top 3, just like how they qualified.
Yeah, Brett, you're right with Andrew Burr, and he looks like he's the only driver who actually qualified faster than his practice lap. You rarely see that, so that's definitely an impressive feat for him there.
Yeah, as the 52 machine looks on the inside of the 710, backs out of it, thinks better of it on lap number 3. But, yeah, Andrew Burr able to put it down when the pressure's on in qualifying. Not too many people can go out there and do a faster lap with the pressure of qualifying. So, pretty impressive to see as we see the 43 machine of Eric Papineau saying it's go time on the inside of the 52 here in 1 and 2. He clears him down the backstretch, so give P number 3 to the 43, as now the 710 looks to the inside, battle for the race lead. Andrew Burr up top, Dan Parmalee down low as they go down the front stretch. As Dan Parmalee overdrives that corner a little bit, pushes on up. Luckily, the 23 saw that in his left side mirror, moved on up, so they did not make contact. Good smart racing early in this race by that 223 machine. As we see the 28 trying to gain ground as well, Carson. He's applying the pressure now to the 52 machine and looking down the inside, down the backstretch. Kyle Munson, overdrove that corner and door slams the 52. That opens up the door for the 051 and 3 wide for a second down the front stretch.
Brett, that looked like we're on a dirt track. That looked like a slide job there.
Yeah, slide job gone wrong at that with that heavy contact. But it seems like both cars able to get away with minimum damage. We'll have to see if that affects their handling. As looking up front a little bit more, 43 looking to the inside of the 710 for second place. as we got some great battles out on track, Carson, here early in this race. A lot of cars right now single filed on out, but we see Nathan Goo all the way down to that yellow line down the backstretch. See the likes of Tanner Tallarico, Tim Rogers just managing their tires, managing their pace, and going around the high side of the 5 car.
And Brett, that'll be a story for us to keep an eye on, is Tanner's potentially trying to run to the front after not qualifying. So we'll have to see if he can get up there. He was fast in practice. We'll have to see if he can apply that speed during the race.
Yeah, Carson, and I'm looking at this 48 car. That is a sweet-looking scheme. Hopefully we can get to talk to him at some point in this race because, man, that's a good-looking race car from that 48 camp.
We've been needing Tim to get an interview with him. Hopefully we can have that here tonight. He's a fun guy to have up in the booth.
Yeah, whenever we can get him to guest star in the booth, it's always a good time. So we'll have to see if maybe we can get him in for the interview booth. He can crack the top 3. As this is the battle for 8th, 9th, and 10th, and 11th from the 75 car all the way to the 29 of John Kane. John Kane with another good paint scheme out here tonight. The red, white, and blue Kane farm machine. As we see him all over the back bumper of the 48, just waiting for those 2 cars in front of him, clear some traffic and go through the open hole, as they say. As these guys have all been under a blanket, no one able to quite pass each other, but everyone keeping pace with each other. There's the 051 machine all over the back bumper of the 43 going down the front stretch. Same with the 710 machine. As Ron Hart now goes to the high side of the 43, carrying that momentum, and looks like he might make it stick. So give Ron Hart position number 3 as he gets to the back of Dan Parmalee. Dan saves it somehow, but they run over each other further on back. Holy smokes, Carson, there was a lot going on there in a short amount of time.
Yeah, that scared everyone, Brad. I don't think that was the intention there, trying to get a run on Dan Parmalee, and looks like it caused some collateral damage to the rest of the field.
Yeah, as we'll try and go further on back, we see the 52 machine check on up, sees the smoke in front of him, and then the 27, while they both get into the wall, the 28 was going to hit it no matter what. The 52 already in the wall, so there wasn't contact before the wall, but they made the contact in the wall a little bit heavier, so that Napa machine doesn't have a straight quarter panel looks on it anymore, so a tough start to the race for Austin Nielsen here early.
I was just about to say, Brett, that Ron was making some aggressive moves. That one might have been a little too aggressive for what he was desiring there.
Yeah, I think with the 051, as we look on him on screen, I think he mistimed the speed he had because he went to the high side like we're seeing right now and misjudged how fast he was really coming into turn 3. Lifted out his normal spot, but he was carrying at least 2 miles an hour, if not more, speed in it. As, man, Ron Hart is ripping down the Kyle Larson line, Carson. He is running the top side where no one else is. We'll have to see if those tires can hang on. As we got a battle for the race lead. The 43 machine of Eric Papineau down low. Andrew Burr up top as they almost kiss doors in 1 and 2. Going to be a drag race down the back. Andrew Burr had to step out of the throttle a little bit. That also opens the door to Ron Hart. So now Ron Hart to the inside trying to take the race lead.
And Brett, one more thing. What a save there by Dan Parmalee. He got hit pretty good in the middle of the turn and saved it somehow. So that was awesome.
Yeah, that was a save. Awesome save by everyone involved. All 3 of those cars to keep it straight and to keep it going. As, ooh, 43 shuts the door on Ron Hart. Ron Hart had to get back out of the throttle. And we saw all the gap he lost. We'll see him regain it all back here as he goes to the high, to the low side. As that 051 machine is riding a roller coaster now. He comes in super high, gets on the throttle, drives it all the way down the banking. I think we got to jump on board with this thing and see what he's seeing as we go on board with the Mike's Garage onboard shot of Ron Hart in the 051. as we see him duck to the inside, going down the front stretch. We'll see if he can save it as they almost make contact. Holy smokes, Carson, that was close for the onboard.
And Brett, maybe some tire wear there now for the 051?
Yeah, he's got to be hurting that right front a little bit. I mean, as long as he can save that right rear, he's been struggling to save that right rear here recently. So maybe he can do that by pounding that right rear in the track, which he is doing a great job at. As now he's under pressure from the 223 as the 051 trying to keep that thing down on the bottom, but struggling with it as he'll jump to the top side and slot back in behind Andrew Burr.
Man, it's fun to watch an absolute wheelman.
That is Ron, the wheelman Hart, that's for sure. He can wheel anything. He'll be fast in it for a little bit. The question is, will the car stay underneath him to his driving ability? See here, man, he is hard on that loud pedal. It sounds like me out there for short track runs. Holy smokes, what an entry. He dove that thing in there where there wasn't quite a gap. As he does the same down the backstretch. Holy smokes, Carson, I am puckered on up here just in the broadcast booth. I don't know how these guys are racing like this and keeping it off each other at that.
Nothing like a full send every turn.
Exactly, that's how you know Ron's having some fun with it. Almost hitting the cars, almost hitting the wall, but he's still putting down blistering fast laps as now he sets his sights on the race leader of Eric Papineau. As we already clicked by lap 25 of 125. We do have a competition caution tonight, Carson, so that's where these guys are racing to. They can get their new tires on the car as well as get some damage repaired. As we will jump back out from the onboard here. And look at that 051 My Little Pony machine. I don't know too many people that could pull off that scheme, Carson, but Ron Hart is on the list that could pull it off, and he does so most weeks, I should say. As he has closed the gap to the race leader, now 2 car lengths back. We'll see if he can get the pass done before the end of the stage.
And Brett, the developing story that I said to keep an eye on is the one car of Tanner Tallarico. Already up 5 spots, and Tim Rogers following him through the field. Those guys are knocking on the top 5 now, and pretty soon they'll get a caution, and a bunch of field right back up.
Exactly, Carson. And their cars look clean, most importantly.
Yep. Got a lot of crinkled cans at the front here tonight.
Yeah. I think there's more cars with damage as of right now than clean cars, and that's just being here at Rockingham. You know, this place is hard on the drivers with how bumpy it is, hard on the tires with how abrasive it is, and then hard on the race cars with how tricky of a place it is to drive, whether from your fellow competitors or just hitting the wall itself.
One thing, though, Brett, that's for certain is this 051 is cranking up the excitement to another level. It's just single-handedly here tonight without he's wheeling that thing. He's sliding every other lap, it seems like.
Yeah, we'll go to a far shot cam because now we got the top 3 all within 3 car lengths of each other as they try and all get the stage win and get those valuable stage points 43 is Eric Papanow. 051 is Ron Hart. And the 223 is our pole winner, Andrew Burr. As we see Ron Hart right against that wall, hitting that air bubble. Then when he feels a turn, gets on that loud pedal hard. But look at now, Dan Parmley wants to throw his hat in the mix as he goes to the inside of Andrew Burr, and they make contact. They touch. As
Another save for the 710. And we got battle for the lead now.
As they're battling all over this track. We'll go to the race lead as they battle for third place as well. 43 machine of Eric Papanow. 051 machine of Ron Hart down low. As Eric Papanow able to keep the momentum, keep the run from the top side. Now Ron Hart will try it once again. The high to low line. As Andrew Burr was able to keep the position on the 710 machine. And they start to reel in these leaders once again here. As I believe the stage caution is on 35, maybe 40. So it's either coming up very soon, Carson.
Yeah, Brett, that'll definitely shake things up and make it even more wild, I can say.
Yeah, they have to complete lap 35, so this should be the final lap before the stage. We'll see if anyone shows their hand early, see what kind of moves they get. As the top three all within top four actually, all within half a second. Ron Hart, not the best run off of there, but we'll see what he has in 3 and 4 here. As they get one lap car here to get around as well. They get around him cleanly, and there is the stage caution. Eric Papanow wins the first stage. And we'll rack him, restack him, go down pits, get some fresh Goodyear tires, Sunoco fuel, and get ready to do it all again.
Man, Brad, I'm excited for this leader battle in the second half of the race. If it's anything like what we've seen so far, it's just going to be wild.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy, and I'm here for it. It's going to be a lot of fun. As these guys will come down pit road this time by, and we'll see what they have, what kind of pit stops, because Carson, oh, excuse me, I don't think the regular person knows this, but this track has the strictest pit road speed. If you go 1 mile an hour over for over 2 seconds or so, it will ding you. So we'll have to keep that in mind as we are under yellow flag for the first time here at the American Sim Racing Club. But for the stage, not because of an incident, as we see drivers make it in their pit stall and complete their first stops of the night. Carson, you think Dan, do you think Eric Papanow will retake the race lead, Carson? You think his crew won't let him down? As it does just that. 43 machine off pit road first. Ron Hart second, and Andrew Burr is in third. As Dan Parmley with a long stop, probably getting those.
Oh no, the pit cone. Someone just hit the pit cone.
What happened, Carson?
I think the 94 car coming out of pits decided he was going to take a piece of the pit wall and take out the pit cone with it.
So drama here, getting up to speed, the 94 machine with an incident, and now he's got some left side damage.
Well, that's not exactly what you're looking for to start the second half of the race.
That is for sure. As now that thing looks like he's got matching left and right side damage. So
Perfectly balanced.
Perfectly balanced. As he is slated to restart P number 4. As I believe, Carson, he had to sneeze. And that was the cause of the incident. So, I showed you folks at home, race car drivers don't sneeze out there. As interesting here, Carson, we see the 223 back down pit road. What? Don't know why he's doing that, Carson. Do you?
Could possibly be for a penalty. Yeah, I don't really know.
Well, you can't serve penalties under yellow, but we go back up to the field here, and the lights are extinguished on the iRacing pace car. That means next time by, we are going green flag racing.
Yeah, Brad, if it's not for a penalty, I have no idea what that could be for.
As we see as we wait for the pace car to make the hard left-hand turn down pit road. Once he does that, it will hand the race over to the 43 machine of Eric Papinow. Carson, who's driving the pace car tonight? I think it's the would-be 25 machine of Nick Flores. Holy smokes, what about some wheel spin on that start? Where were those cars going? They were going hard right to that wall. Holy smokes. As Tanner Tallarico making the move already on Jeff O'Quinn, the one car looking to the inside here in 3 and 4. As Ron Hart already looking for the race lead up top of the 43 machine. As we're back, green flag racing here at Rockingham. Ron Hart going to the line he knows best, not wasting any time. And once again, our new race leader, the 051 machine of Ron Hart. He is absolutely ripping the fence down on corner entry, waiting for that thing to turn, and then jumping on the loud pedal hard and driving that thing all the way down from the top to the bottom. As I hear one radio communication, think about pitting sometime in the 50 lap to go range.
Brett, will they need to make a fuel stop?
I believe so, Carson. I don't think they'll be able to make it. And even if they were able to, I don't think the tires would last.
Yeah, Brett, you'd have to be super careful, conservative, and a really great tire saver to make them last for some 80 or so laps.
Yeah. The way that 051 machine's driving right now, he's putting down some blistering laps, but that right front definitely won't last 80 laps if you ask me. As we see the 28 machine of Kyle Munson looking to regain some of that lost ground with the long pit stop, trying to get back through this field. Now looking to the inside of Tanner Tallarico going into turn number 3. And then don't look too far behind him. The 710 machine of Dan Parmley had that super long stop to repair all that damage. And it looks like it's paying off as now he's all the way back up to P number 6.
Brett, do you think it would be possible for a driver like Tanner to maybe hang back, save tires, and potentially make it the rest of the race? Or do you think even someone like him will need a pit?
I think he'll definitely need to pit some point, but with him just hanging back, saving his tire, he's going to be making up a ton of ground on people here in even about 5 laps or so. That's how quickly the tires will fall on off. May seem like he has a big gap in front of him, about 3 seconds back from the leader. But that's nothing once your tires start falling off and these handling of these Xfinity cars start to struggle.
Nearly an incident there with Tim Rogers and Dan Parmalee. But we're keeping it going straight.
Alrighty, so Carson, I was able to crack into the 48 Machines team here, and I'm able to talk to the driver. So I think we'll be able to talk to him here in a second. So we'll try and get a word with him here in a second. That'd be pretty cool to get a in-car with a driver out here racing. I don't know how calibrated they'll be able to do it, but we'll maybe try and talk to him now as we'll try and dial up the 48 machine running P number 7 in an intense battle, of course, nonetheless.
I'm impressed you convinced him to do it, Brett.
Hey. Hold on. We gotta have a little bit of technical difficulties on my end. Hold on. Hey, Tim Rogers, this is Brett the Jet in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do. Can you have a copy?
Oh, we got a copy loud and clear, sir. You're out here green flag racing. I'm loving your helmet. It's looking like a Burt Reynolds. Is that correct?
You are indeed correct. That's Burt Reynolds right there on my helmet. As I get loose off of 2, it's really easy to get loose off of 2 there.
And let us know in the booth if we're distracting you too much by chance, because this is pretty cool, getting to talk to the driver while he's wheeling it in the middle of a battle. You got the 710 machine in front of you, and you got the 75 machine breathing down your neck behind you.
It's I'll tell you what, it's super fun, this racetrack. The bumps, you know, just the intensity just come right up towards that wall, and that's all it is. You got to manage the bumps. You can't let the car get too out of control. I'm losing ground to the 710 right now, but I think I'll get him back here sooner or later.
Yeah, I think you'll gain him back a little bit once we stop talking to you and distracting you. But how's this 48 car so far? What's kind of the game plan? It looks like you're taking the saving the tires approach a little bit here.
Went into this race, I was like, I'm just going to cruise around. You know, I'm just out here to have fun, not really trying to win it. Then I followed Tanner up here, and now I'm just kind of trying to save my tires, you know, because that's the thing here. You want to save your tires. That's like the big thing here at this racetrack. Who cares about fuel? Give me more tires. I don't care about gas prices right now, you know, glory to Ukraine, but yeah, give me more tires.
Exactly, you know, tires are, like they say, where the rubber meets the road. But I want you, if the 75 machine gets some big runs, I want to see some aggressive blocks from this 48 machine like he's Joey Logano out here tonight.
Oh, I don't know. That might not end well for the both of us. Yeah. As you can see, I'm sponsored by Yingling, and I might have had a bottle or two, but I'm good.
Alrighty, Tim. I was going to ask you, what is this paint scheme? It's a sweet-looking scheme, so sounds like you're sponsored by them, and anything else about it?
Oh, that's about it. That's about it.
All
Bro,
right.
I've always been a Yingling guy. I love Yingling. And one day I was like, I'll create a paint scheme. This paint scheme is based off one of the Dillon brother paint schemes from the Xfinity series back when Yingling sponsored RCR. So I just copied one of those, slapped it on here, slapped the 48 on. We're good to go.
Nice. So we got the Yingling Yin Yang out here in the 48 car. What do you think about that, Tim?
Whatever works for you, man. I think we can workshop it more, but if you want to go with that, yeah.
Alrighty. You go run down this 94 machine. It seems like his tires are struggling, and we'll let you get back actually focus here, Tim.
All right. Thanks.
Thanks for talking with us. Alrighty, Carson, some pretty cool stuff. Talking to Tim Rogers in the 48 car while he's out here racing in the 7th position.
That was quite the experience. That was just as entertaining as the race, I would say.
Exactly. We got some good stuff coming from the ASRC. The ASRC Sportsman Series here at the Rockingham. Be sure to check back in next week for some great racing and some great on-track shenanigans as well here at the Turn 3 Racing Network.
As Brett as well, while we were chatting. As we were chatting with Tim there, Ron Hart has widened this gap. He's got a pretty sizable lead.
Yeah, Ron Hart up to a 3-second lead over Eric Papineau. So that 051 machine is on a blistering pace and setting this field on fire. As he is checking out from this field, increasing the gap every single lap. We'll throw up the battle box here. As actually, the wrong battle box here, excuse me. We'll go to the time delta compared to Eric Papineau. We just see how much the gap is increasing each lap in the last 5 laps. Already increased it about a second and a half. And looking to increase it even more this time by. We'll get another data point here as he continues to move those bars even larger.
And we got a bit of a log jam here for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. We got Eric Papineau, Kyle Munson, and Tanner Tallarico all stacked together.
Yeah, almost 3 wide. But we see the one car making his way through this field, taking it easy on those tires, keeping it down low, and it's paying off. He is one of the fastest cars on track right now. We'll have to look at the timing history compared to Kyle Munson. And as you see here, Tanner chipping away at the 28. When he gets around him, I want to see what the times look like to the leader.
Yeah, Bray, he was in save mode a few laps ago. Now it seems like he's transitioned into attack mode, trying to come for Ron Hart, trying to give him a run for his money.
That he is trying to do, but he has to get around one car here, the 28 of Kyle Munson in that Team Losi machine, as we click over to lap 70 of 125. As the 28 gets loose there, that'll open up the door for the 1 going into turn number 3. 1 of Tanner Tallarico doesn't drive it in there hard to force a nose. He's going to hit his marks and try and get him on corner exit like every good racer should. Got some tough breaks for some cars in the back. Nathan Goot, 21 laps down. Garrett Austin, 29 laps down. As we got side-by-side racing action for P number 2. Tanner Tallarico all over that single yellow line. He should take it out on a date, making those kind of moves down there with it. All over that line. Now he gets away from it here. As he'll probably go back to it here once again as he looks to the inside of the 28 here, going back into turn number 3.
He's always coming back for more, with that yellow line down there.
He is, especially turn 3 and 4. They have a good relationship there. Over here on 1 and 2, they kind of have a little bit of a love-hate relationship. You know, he sees her at first, then walks away from her, then kind of comes back to her on corner exit. As he is keeping the pressure on that 28 machine, just waiting for one mistake out of Kyle Munson to take advantage. And so far, Kyle has not made a mistake yet with that one car right on his tail. And folks, this is the battle for second place we're watching on screen. One of the hardest battles out on track. As Ron Hart has figured something out, Carson, he continues to pull away from this field. Now up 4 seconds. He's just got to hit his marks and not make a huge mistake here. As Tanner Tallarico now to the inside, down the backstretch. We'll see if this is enough of an advantage to get around as they go side by side through turns 3 and 4.
Yeah, Brad, I think the 051 definitely benefited from that pit stop and getting some new tires.
Yep, that is for sure. As we see some takers down pit road already. Eric Papineau, Dan Parmalee, both down pit road for some scheduled stops. They're going to try and short pit it. Carson come out here with the freshest tires. I like the call. We'll have to see how it pans out for him as Tanner Tallarico finally gets around Kyle Munson. But Kyle Munson thought about the crossover, thought better of it, back down out. So give P number 2 to Tanner Tallarico. As we see the gap to our leader, Ron Hart. 3.5 seconds to Tanner Tallarico. Tanner, now that he's around Kyle Munson, has to be turning up the wick, giving it all that she's got, try and see how he can close in the gap to Ron, the Wheelman Hart.
Brett, do you think he's now nervous, Ron?
I wouldn't say right now he's nervous, Ron, but maybe if he starts feeling the pressure from the one. But if there's one car you don't want to see on your relative behind you, it would be this QuickTime Motorsports 1 machine. As Tanner has already knocked it down to under 3 seconds. We see the time difference at the bottom of our screen. A tenth, 4 tenths, another 4 tenths. So Tanner is eating away at this lead and doing it very quickly. Shows you how important it is to conserve tires here at Rockingham. As Tanner knocks down another 4 tenths to the 051's lead. Even though it seems like he's not pushing that thing hard, Carson, Tanner is driving the wheels off this thing with how old of tires he has under it. And like the old saying goes, sometimes slow is fast. And that is the case here at Rockingham, especially saving tires. You want to be on that bottom. Even though you'll lose a lot of time at the beginning, you might think, oh, he doesn't have a chance. But this just shows you how quickly you can make up time. As the last time by, Tanner Tallarico up half a second closer to the wheelman himself.
And Brett, the great drivers make that saying look easy.
Yes, they do. They go in the car. They make it look like they're doing nothing, but really they're pushing it to the limit themselves. And it's just It's instinctual, Carson. I don't know how else to describe it. I like to say, especially when you're pushing, it's like being on a rocking chair. You know, you want to lean back as far as you can to get the thrill. You love to be on the edge, be right on the edge of danger, but you don't want to push it too far and go over. And that's the key here. You don't want to push too hard, go over, start using up stuff when you don't have to. But now Tanner Tallarico within a straightaway of Ron Hart and closing in within a second already to the race leader. As we got to jump on board with this one car, Carson, just to see what he's doing and what's making him so fast, as we'll listen on board with the one of Tanner Tallarico and see what he's doing. As we see the leader, Ron Hart, pull it down pit road, get those fresh tires before Tanner. I like that call because he was losing all the time to this one car. As we see Tanner really loose on entry, got a lot of brake bias in that thing. As yeah, there was some smoke there, Carson. Not sure what that was from.
Yeah, Justin Callahan got into the wall and bounced into Dan Parmalee, trying to get his lap back coming out of the pits. So just out of a pit stop and you get some damage, that is not a good thing.
Oh, man. As we see Tanner being really disciplined on that loud pedal, really waiting for it when the car is ready. And that's what's making this so fast. Is right now, Tanner Tallarico first, Tim Rogers second, Jeff O'Quinn in third. As we see the one car heading down pit road, we'll see on board, see what it's like to go down to pit road speed. As I believe Tim Rogers got to be coming here soon as well if we see the one car of Tanner Tallarico. As the 48 does stay out this lap at least and will lead a lap. So give a lap lead to the 48.
Man, Brad, it's been a while since we've seen one of those.
It has been too long since we've seen the 48 machine lead a lap, but it's good to see him out here. As I already forgot the name of the beer he's representing on the car.
But at least he's having a good time.
He's having a great time. We got to speak with him while racing, and he's still out here turning laps. He's going to the fuel limit if he can. Same with him, and it looks like the 223 of Andrew Burr also still out on track. But with those guys coming in so much earlier, you got to come in soon because you can only push so hard to make up time. As we'll see just the closing distance here to Tim Rogers to the 43 of Eric Papanow. Eric Papanow will unlap himself the hard way here, most likely down this backstretch. You see just how much more center speed that 43 can carry, and then jump on that throttle and really just drive away from the 48 on old tires.
And as well, here comes the 710 to do the same.
Yep, as Tim Rogers almost in the wall. Holy smokes, he sent that thing up there. She was not turning, but able to keep that thing clean for the most part. As if Tim was smart, he'd come down this time with losing that little bit of time to the 710. We'll see if he does or not. As now Ron Hart looks to the inside and unlaps himself as well.
Brett, it might be just Tim decided to send it and have this thing push to have this thing go as long as he can for the rest of his race.
Yeah. As now the 48 gonna get passed by the one car of Tanner Tallarico, the next car to unlap himself. But that'll be the race once Tim Rogers and Andrew Burr decide to come on in. This will be the race between the 43, the 710, the 051 here, and the 1, all within a quarter track of each other, all on different tires when they decided to pit. As we'll go back up to the 43 machine and see what he's dealing with. But going to be under pressure here very quickly.
I think, Brett, Tim Rogers probably just became the first driver in ASRC history to lead a lap in the race where you have an in-car interview.
I think so. That's a feat in itself. So we gotta give a big shout out to the 48 team allowing us to do that. In-race analyst while racing. You don't see that too often, so pretty awesome to hear. I think the only time I've ever heard of that, I think they did it in SRX when they jumped on board with Tony Stewart. So we put Tim Rogers now in the same category as Tony Stewart. As he's still out here turning laps, Carson, we got to wonder how much fuel's left in this 48 fuel tank.
You know, Brett, maybe he's just doing it for the airtime. Maybe he's just deciding he wants to be out there as long as he can to show off his car.
Yeah, and he's doing a great job if that's the plan, because that thing is looking sweet, as we'll get some different angles of the 48 as he continues to lead this race, but losing a lot of time to the cars around him as Ron Hart has gone around Eric Papanow and Dan Parmalee for the race lead when it cycles on through. Now Tanner Tallarico will jump back there because Tanner Tallarico on the bumper of both of those cars. Going to have to get around these cars as quickly as possible to try and reel down the 051 machine. As he's to the inside of Dan Parmalee there. Gets around him, going to try 2 for 1 in one corner. Can't quite get the run off of turn number 2. Dan Parmalee with an awesome run. Goes back to the top side, re-challenges the one for that position. Now Tanner will make that inside work. Jumps on that loud pedal. Gets a good run, but the 43 gets a even better run. Thinks about crossing him over. Doesn't quite have enough of a run. So give P number 4 to Tanner Tallarico. And now he's 2 seconds back of Ron Hart. We'll have to see how this shakes on out. As we go back up to the race leader of Tim Rogers. There's Alan Duranko in the 109 machine. Unlapping himself the hard way in the Flex Motorsports machine. So that is a pretty sweet scheme with some neon yellow with the black and the gray. Always some cool stuff out of the 109 camp. As Austin Nielsen would look at him with that damaged Napa car, not the way he wanted his race to go. Got Justin Callahan in the Sitco number 75 machine, a sweet looking machine. Has a little bit of right side damage, but just outside of the top 10. Speaking about the top 10, running in 10th, we got John Kane in the Kane Farms machine. In 9th, we got the Blue Deuce keeping that car clean, Carson. And with a strong performance inside the top 10, we got John DeMeester with the Miller Time machine.
And you can call him a model of, I'd say, consistency, constantly being out here running every lap, every race, consistently in these races, in this series. It's awesome to see him in the top 10 here tonight.
I think the word we're looking for is he's persistent. Always out here, always putting in the laps. And I think after this race, Carson, he will have the ASRC lead for the most laps completed by any driver, with Andrew Payne sending out the series here. As we continue to go up the scoring pylon, Jeff O'Quinn currently leading the Blue Division drivers in P8 as we see him go around the race leader of Tim Rogers. In 7th, we got the Team Losi 28 machine of Kyle Munson. 6th is Eric Papanow in that Liberty Live Church 43 machine. And cracking into our top 5, we got Dan the Man Parmalee in the 710 machine. Then we got Tanner Tallarico closing the gap on Ron Hart within a second here. He is running P number 4. In 3rd, we got Ron Hart, who will take over the race lead once pit cycles on through. But we go up to 2nd place. Andrew Burr here, trying to see how long he can last, hoping for a yellow and to be leading everyone down pit road. That is the same case for our race leader, Tim Rogers in the 48, just hoping, trying to do a little strategy and hope for a yellow flag late in this race. As the only yellow flag so far, Carson, we've seen is for the stage.
I think that's very impressive in and of itself here tonight. With the contact we've seen and the sliding we've seen, to have no cautions out of all that, some great saves and everything. It's been pretty crazy and a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, I agree, Carson. These 15 drivers have put on a show, some of the best in the sim here at American Sim Racing Club. And they have done an awesome job, clean and green. No sort of incidents on track that have warranted any big sort of altercations or anything like that, Carson. Everyone having a blast tackling the tricky track of the Rock.
Yeah, Brett, the big contact we've seen has led to great saves, so it's been a great effort on the part of all these drivers here tonight.
Yeah, as we see here, Ron Hart actually takes over P number 2, so gets around Andrew Burr on those low tires. Tanner Tallarico will do the same as they make contact down the front stretch. A little bit of net code that sends the one car sliding and use up those all-important tires a little bit more as he's within 3/4 of a second of Ron Hart.
Well, Brad, what is Tim Rogers going to do here now? Is he going to try to block, or is he just going to let these guys on by?
He's probably going to hold his line and be the respectable racer that he is, in my opinion. But we never know. You know, getting down in the end of this race, and he's going to try and make it as Ron Hart within a second of the race leader, and they are coming. Tanner Tallarico right on the bumper as well. This is going to be a race here as we are inside of 17 laps to go here at the Rock, folks.
Yeah, Brad. As I was saying earlier in the broadcast, we saw a great battle between Ron Hart and Tanner earlier in the season, so hopefully we can see another great battle here in this race.
And these two, the 051 and the 1, have the record for the closest finish in Sportsman Series history. It came on a kind of a short track, S track, that's a little bit bigger, of Iowa. They finished within 0.02 of a second between each other. They only had a lug nut of space at the start finish line where Ron Hart edged out Tanner Tallarico. We'll have to see if they do it again here as they get around Tim Rogers for the race lead. New race leader once again, the 051, the wheelman himself, Ron Hart. As Ron Hart goes to the fence, Tanner Tallarico down low. These guys will probably battle for these next 15 laps. Carson, I'm going to go take a break. I've been talking way too much. I'm going to go get a drink of water because it's about to get crazy here. I'm going to go let the racing speak for itself for a moment. As we are back here. And the one car of Tanner Tallarico within a car length of Ron Hart. This time by, we'll see 12 laps to go as Tanner applying the pressure to the 051, trying to see if he can force a mistake. This time, Ron goes low in front of Tanner. Tanner has to check up to not get in the back of him.
And man, it's cool to watch the two different lines these guys are running.
Yeah, I don't believe Rockingham has dynamic track, Carson, but with how abrasive it is, you can run any line you want as long as you keep that tire underneath you.
Yeah, and these guys are definitely proving that.
That is for sure. As we're right now, the camera we're looking at top of the spotter stand is Tanner Tallarico to the inside of Ron Hart here. This time by 2 open palms, 10 laps to go here at the Rock. As Tanner Tallarico trying to make that inside work for the race lead. Down low the 1, up top the 051. And Tanner not quite the run that he can get on the bottom compared to that top side. So we'll have to see. This time Ron goes down low, take Tanner's line away from him, take the air off the nose of the 1 car. As this is shaping up to be a heck of a finish, a heck of a battle already. As Tanner Tallarico tries the bottom. As Tanner Tallarico does it again, making that bottom side work, hugging that yellow line. And can't still quite get the run off the corner.
And Brett, Tim might be able to make it all the way and finish, and still be able to finish out with the podium here tonight. He's still running third and hasn't pitted yet, and looks like he'll run this thing out.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't get that meatball telling him that he has to come in for tires. He may lose the spot to Kyle Munson, but he's setting himself up for a top 5 finish, that is for sure. As Kyle Munson with a big moment off of turn number 2, that'll give Tim a chance to scoot away a little bit more. As you go back up to the front and look at this battle here with 6 laps to go. As Tanner just quite not able to get the run off the corner on the bottom side. We'll have to think that Ron Hart will stay to the top side and try and defend the best he can. As this time by, we see the flagman giving the field a wave. 5 laps to go here. Tanner Tallarico hauls it in that corner, carrying a lot of center speed, and they drag a race for the first time down the backstretch. As that was one of the better corners for the 1 car. Maybe he's figuring out what he can do, but he's got to figure it out quick as we get 4 laps to go this time. As this is a heck of a battle. Tanner Tallarico finessing that car, really babying it on the bottom for the most part, trying to see where the 51 doesn't go. Wherever he doesn't go, the 1 car will go. Tanner Tallarico to the top side of Ron Hart. Ron Hart down low as they sail it into turn number 1. They both drive it in there deep. They both miss the bottom. The 1 car with the momentum now, as he is not able to carry the momentum. They are still side by side going down the backstretch. As Ron Hart sails it on in there, clears himself. Tanner Tallarico will go low. As this time by, we get popsicle sticks up in the air. 2 laps to go at Rockingham. Tanner Tallarico falls a good bit back. He might have only 1 more charge. Carson, let's see what they got here for a lap and a half as they go down the backstretch.
And Brett, these two are in a synchronized dance. They just can't seem to shake each other. This is going to come right down to the last lap and the last turn.
Yep, very similar to last week at Irwindale in the short track series. As we get the white flag, 1 lap to go. It'll be led by Ron Hart. Will he lead the way in for the checkered flag? We'll find out here as he takes the line away from Tanner in 1 and 2. We'll see how the 1 car gets off the corner. We'll have to see the 1 car go whatever lane Ron Hart decides not to go. As Ron Hart goes to the middle, Tanner Tallarico down low. He's got to get on the loud pedal earlier than the bot. There you are, drag race, and they touch. It's a drag race. It is, I think, Ron Hart again in a photo finish. Holy smokes.
Yeah,
wow.
What a finish there.
Wow, my heart is racing here. That was a close race, and I think Ron Hart got 1 stolen away from him last week. This time can get it done. Wow. And Kyle Munson rounds out our podium.
what a fitting finish to a wild race. It's been wild from start to finish, and that just perfectly encapsulates it. So that was awesome.
Yeah, Carson, I feel you there. I am left speechless. Holy smokes.
Ugh. There's been so much going on, I'm losing it, bruh.
Yeah, that was awesome to watch. Holy smokes, I can't wait to rewatch this back. But first, we got to go to our iRacing commercial. We'll be right back with some interviews.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
As we come back here, folks, we will talk to our highest Blue Division driver. I believe it is Andrew Burr, so we'll see if he has a copy here in the booth. Andrew, you got a copy? It's Brett and Carson in the booth here.
Got you loud and clear.
Alrighty, so you won the Blue Division. We didn't get a chance to talk to you at Daytona. Had a little bit of confusion on what division you're in, but able to put that thing on the pole here tonight and have a strong run. How was the 223 machine here at the Rock?
It felt good. You know, a lot of these races, you know, you got to put yourself in the position you think you can do well in. And starting on pole, you know, I was pretty much a fluke. Saw a lot of quick guys choosing not to qualify. And with a small field, you kind of expect that. And when we, you know, the big determining factor of the race was making the gamble on not the race winning strategy, and I knew it, but it would have opened the window should have a caution or something would have happened late in the race. But pretty strong. I like Rockingham and decided to throw a little strategy in there to try to help the chances a little bit.
There you go, Andrew. Yeah, it seemed like you had some pretty good speed on that car. Had a little bit of contact with a few drivers. Seemed like a fun race nonetheless. It seemed like, of course, this place a big tire save in place. How'd you manage these tires underneath this 223 car tonight?
You know, like I said, I knew when I came down to pit road on 1 to green coming to on the stage break, I knew it wasn't the race winning strategy, and I was going to have a lot of work cut out for me between fuel saving and tire saving. But I felt very confident, you know, just even this little bit we learned in the stage, just racing hard just to see where the wear stacked up. You know, you learned exactly what to do, where to push and where to let off, and, you know, spent the whole, you know, just in the back chilling. And then once we got there at the end, you know, running second, and then obviously everyone else caught up on the new tires. But, you know, it's all about tire management, and I like these races a little more than the pace races. The little strategy can make it a little more interesting, but you know, that's what makes it fun.
Oh yeah, definitely made it interesting here tonight, Andrew, and a great showing from this 223 machine. Always excited to have you out on track and see what you can do, because you always throw in some good strategy when I see this car out here tonight.
Oh, absolutely. You know, I knew I didn't have the pace despite the pull. That was a little misleading. You know, knew where we stacked up and put ourselves in a position where we could capitalize on maybe a late race incident or something.
Yep, that is for sure. Well, Andrew, it seems like you got a different paint scheme out tonight. Do you want to shed some light on this new wrap for this thing?
Yeah, I want to thank Boss Industries, you know, for putting, you know, this deal together. You know, Alex, he's a great guy. You know, I'm just glad to have him. You know, great owner, and you know, allowing me to run the car on there. You know, a little bit of meme on the back with his face on it, but you know, that's the just real thankful to him for putting this deal together for us so we can go race.
Awesome, Andrew. Well, I know you gave some shout-outs to some sponsors there, but before we let you go and celebrate this Blue Division win, anyone else you got to thank for this 223 crew here tonight?
Well, just thank you guys. You know, obviously putting together the broadcast, that's, you know, very difficult, following all the action. And, you know, I've been on your guys' side a couple times, and it's not fun trying to figure out. And you guys always put on a good show. Thanks to, you know, Payne for putting this on, Tegra for the sponsorship of the series. It's really puts a good thing together, you know.
Oh, yeah, always a good time. Well, Andrew, you go enjoy, have a good rest of your night, and I look forward to talking to you here soon in the future.
Yep, thank you, Brett.
Alrighty, that was our Blue Division winner. Now we'll talk to our podium drivers. We'll go dial up Kyle Munson in the 28 Low C machine, as we'll get him up on screen here. All right, Kyle, you got a copy. It's Brett the Jet in the booth here.
Hey, what's up, dude?
Oh, man. It seemed like a fun race out here. How was the Team Losi 28 machine tonight?
The car was awesome all night long. Just even on practice, I mean, I knew we were going to be pretty fast pretty much all night. I didn't really get the qualifying lap I wanted. Made a mistake on lap 2. So that kind of upset the car and just, yeah. So I had to kind of start mid-pack, but everything worked out okay.
Yeah, I'd say everything worked out pretty well. You're in the podium talking to me at the end of it. What was the tire saving like? It seemed like you were able to carry a lot of speed in that 28 car once you came out from that pit cycle, and looked like it had some pretty good speed. Saw one time it got pretty loose off it too when you're trying to reel in that 48 machine of Tim Rogers.
Yeah, there's a couple times that got a little sketchy, but you know, for the most part, it's just a matter of just maintaining the pace and just keeping the tires under it. You know, because I mean, last thing you want to do, you don't want to burn the tires off too early in this, especially when we have pretty long green flag runs, you know, 40, 45 or whatever on a pit cycle. I know some of those guys were running like 70, 80 laps, and that's, you know, that's even more impressive.
Oh yeah. I don't think Tim Rogers or Andrew Burr ever pitted in that, so that's pretty impressive that they didn't get the meatball and have to pit for tires. So pretty cool to see all the different strategy out here tonight. I hope Rockingham makes a return on the schedule because this place always puts on a show. How do you feel about Rockingham?
Me personally, I like it. I never really have a lot of good luck here, but you know, it's completely different just running like a public lobby versus a league. But I mean, everybody drove pretty well for the most part. I did end up getting into I think it's a 52 at one point pretty early on, and that was definitely on me. I just, you know, I lost the front end of the car, and I think I hit a bump or something and just pushed up.
Yeah, it did seem like and then there's another one too, you guys both reacting to that spinning car. Yeah, somehow it went clean and green for the entire race besides the state caution, so it just shows you what kind of caliber drivers we out here have tonight. So Kyle, before we let you go and go celebrate the podium, I'm sure there's got to be a lot of people you got to thank for this 28 crew here tonight.
Yeah, I just want to thank all my sponsors, you know, and appreciate everybody tuning in to the broadcast, and appreciate you guys putting on the league and you know, doing what you do.
Alrighty, thank you, Kyle. Appreciate you being out there and putting on a great show, and I'm sure we'll talk to you here in the future. Have yourself a great rest of your night.
Awesome, thank you guys.
Alrighty, that was our third place finisher, Kyle Munson. Now we'll go dial up second place finisher in that photo finish, Tanner Tallarico in the 1 machine. Tanner, you got a copy? It's Brett the Jet in the booth.
Yeah, what's up, guys?
Oh, man. How was that finish? Photo finish once again with the 051 machine and just getting edged out, just like Iowa. Were you getting flashbacks to that there, Tanner?
Oh yeah, me and Ron are just laughing about it a minute ago. I'm just glad that we've got, you know, people in this league that you can race like that around and not make contact. And I mean, that's ultimately what we're here for. This is ASRC, we're a club, so we want to make sure that we have, like, you know, the club atmosphere and everybody's just out here to have a good time. And when you have races like that, you know, that's exactly what we're shooting for. So like I told Ron down there, hats off to him. I love racing around that guy. He's so fun to race around. And like, if you're going to finish second to somebody, you want to finish second to somebody like Ron. So that's cool. It sucks that it happened twice in a row now. The two major battles that we've had, I think all together in total, I've probably lost both of those races to him by maybe a car length between the two. So other than that, no, it's an awesome race. I love Rockingham. It's so fun to be running this. Shame I'm not running for points this year. I can only run a handful of races, but definitely made sure that this was one that I circled on the calendar that I wanted to run for this exact reason. I know it puts on great events, and yeah, just awesome little battle there at the end of the run.
Yeah, I know you love Rockingham, Tanner. I know you had this scheduled, and man, what a show you put on. I had to assume you were saving tires from lap number 1. Was that the case for the one car, and was that the strategy going through this whole race?
Yeah, well, the first run there up until the stage break, myself and Tim, we were just kind of hanging out, and I didn't want to qualify because, like I said, I know I'm not running this series for points. I didn't want to, like, get up there and take any of the qualifying points away from the guys that are, you know, running for points. So started in the back, and then, yeah, that whole first run just kind of was hanging out, not really blowing the right front or right rear off and just getting a feel for it. Didn't run a whole lot of practice, so I was kind of trying to actually feel the car out a little bit. And then, yeah, we pit there on the stage break and came in and got tires, and I believe that, yeah, that was the only caution we had the whole race. So, yeah, that's awesome too. But once we got the restart and took back off, I kind of knew that those runs were probably going to be a bit longer than the first run. So, yeah, I was just saving a little bit. And actually, once I got into second place behind Ron before we pit the last time, I really found out how much I saved because I caught him pretty quick. But then he kind of short pitted me there on the last stop. And I think if he wouldn't have short pitted me there and I was actually able to pit with him, I probably could have gotten around him later in the race. I felt like I was a little bit better on old tires, but I think him short pitting right there just got him just far enough out in front of me at the end of the race. I couldn't quite, you know, really do anything with him. I think those 2 laps he short pitted me were the 2 laps I needed at the end to try to get around him. So, but again, awesome race with Ron. I love racing around that guy, and had a blast.
Yeah, that was an awesome race. Another great finish for the record books here at ASRC. But before we let you go, Tanner, I'm sure there's got to be a whole bunch of people you got to thank for this one group here tonight.
Yeah, so first and foremost, obviously, you, Brett, and Carson, you guys do a phenomenal job putting these broadcasts on every race. I know I don't get to run them all, but I always go back and watch them. And, you know, I've never been disappointed with anything that you guys do. I'm sure that's the general consensus among everybody that views these races that you guys broadcast. QuickTime Motorsports Media, your racing setups. As I said, the Turn 3 Racing Network, all of our members back here at ASRC, if it weren't for them, we wouldn't have such a kick-ass league to race in with all these guys. Andrew for being the series admin and putting all this on. He does a great job. Yeah, and I think that about covers it. So again, thanks to you guys. And I don't know when I'll be running next. I think my next race is probably going to end up being at Michigan, and I think that's in 2 or 3 weeks. So hopefully I can talk to you guys again when we get there. But again, congrats to Ron, and I guess we'll see you guys later.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see you out on track sooner than later, Tanner. But maybe the door may be opened for you to come in the booth at some time. We'll have to run it by all the producers here.
Tell them to let me in. I'd love to do it. Love to change it up. And I like to talk, so I'd love to be up there.
Oh, yeah, it would be a blast to have you in the booth. We'll see what kind of strings we can pull here and maybe get you up in the booth here at Turn 3 Racing Network. But, Tanner, we'll let you go celebrate this runner-up photo finish, and we'll talk to you once we finish up here with the wrapping it up here in the booth.
All right. Thanks, dude. Have a good night, guys.
Alrighty, that was our second place finisher, Tanner Tallarico. Now we'll talk to the man of the hour, the winner of the race, Ron the Wheelman Hart. D got a copy. It's Brett the Jet in the booth here.
Yeah, I got you, Brett.
Alrighty, Ron. Holy smokes. What a finish. What a race. How was this 051 machine tonight driving? It seemed like you had a ton of speed in her.
Yeah, man. I knew going into this place it's about kind of saving tires, and I suck at saving tires. So I just ran 40 qualifying laps, pitted, and ran 40 more, and it worked out barely. I mean, Tanner does a really good job saving them and run me down there in the long run, but I was able to use a little bit of experience and change up some lines and make it tough for him to get around me and beat him by a nose.
Yeah, that was a awesome race. So another photo finish 2 weeks in a row, Ron. I got to touch on the one last week, one taken away from you. Maybe by myself here, but you redeem yourself, get one here tonight. What were the emotions in that 051 machine coming to that checkered flag?
Man, I was heartbroken on Wednesday. Felt like we had a good race there for a track I'd never ran before that night. And this guy in the 71 car just come out of nowhere and beat me in the last corner. So had to bust out the My Little Pony scheme again tonight. It's 2 for 2 now. Both races I've won by about an inch over Tanner. So it's a secret weapon. We'll put it back on the shelf for a little while until we need some good mojo again. But yeah, man, the My Little Pony Camry tonight got it done. Super, I guess it is.
Yeah, exactly. That thing has some speed built in there. I don't know what you do. I don't know if it's distracting you, the other drivers or whatnot, but it seems like you got a force field or a shield on that thing, and no one can get around this thing when it counts. So an awesome race, Ron. Talking a little bit, going back a little bit further in the race, you were one of the few to kind of rip down the fence on corner entry and drive down the whole entire banking. What's kind of your thoughts with that? And it seemed like it was working pretty well for the 051 machine here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, that was my attempt at saving tires, I guess. I felt like if I was running the bottom, I really scrubbed the right front off it. And if I could run the top, I kind of save it and could not buzz the rears. And like I said, it was just try to get as far as away from them as I could because I knew they'd come back later in the run. But yeah, it was kind of cool. Nobody was up there. I've never really ran the top here before. And just something I kind of wanted to try and committed to it pretty much the whole race. And I think it paid off at the end there because, you know, I had enough experience up on the top. When Tanner was able to get to the bottom, I could really get a good run off. And I raced with Tanner enough, you know, he's going to run you clean, which is cool. And just really hard to pass in the bottom, though. It's going to have to, the top guy, if he cannot make a mistake, can make it very hard. And having that experience from early in the race in the top really paid off at the end.
Yeah, definitely, Ron. I tell you what, I talked all race long that you are a wheel man, and you showed that once again here tonight, picking up the big win here at Rockingham. Before we let you go and partying down in Victory Lane and have a big celebration, I'm sure there's got to be a whole bunch of people you got to thank for this 051 crew here tonight.
Yeah, I think the parents are going to watch this either tonight or in the morning. They usually like to watch the races, so shout out to them. Thanks for Andrew putting on this league, man. I kind of pick the tracks I like to run. I'm not very good at the big tracks and this stuff, so short tracks and super speedways kind of my picks, and it's cool to kind of come race those. And a really good race there in the first stage with Dan and Eric and all them guys for the first stage win. Couldn't get that done, but yeah, just thanks to all the guys at ASRC for giving us a cool place to race. I mean, anytime you can come to a track like this with 17 cars and go caution free, it's pretty cool.
Yep, that is for sure. Shows you what kind of caliber we run here at ASRC. But Ron, we'll let you go celebrate it down in Victory Lane. I'm going to go wrap it up in the booth and come join you down afterwards.
Sounds good, guys. Have a good night.
Yep, you as well. So that was our race winner, Carson Ron Hart. Awesome stuff out of all the drivers here. And man, Carson, what a finish to end tonight's race. Race number 5 in the books here at the American Sim Racing Club. What were your big takeaways, Carson, if you had any?
Just the lines, the different lines, and how wild this track can set up for a great finish like that. Like how wild the race was. We had some saves, some beating and banging, some unintentional slide jobs, and then just a great finish there with Tanner on. It was all around pretty sweet to watch it here with you, Brett.
Yeah, it was a great race overall, Carson. And with no yellow flags, it shows you that you don't have to have cautions to have a great race under your belt, and that's what we try to provide here at American Sim Racing Club. So,
yep,
we will walk through the finishing order and start wrapping up tonight's Rocky 125 here at Rockingham. Ron the Wheelman Hart in the 051 takes home tonight's win, just .035 seconds over Tanner Tallarico, who finishes P number 2. Rounding out our podium, Kyle Munson in the 28. Fourth place goes to Dan Parmley in the 710. And rounding out our top 5, the man that did not pit, Tim Rogers in the 48 machine.
Then to pick up from there, in the 6th position is the 43 car of Eric Papanow. And in P7 was the 223 of Andrew Burr, the best finishing Blue Division driver here tonight. In 8th position is the 94 car of Jeff O'Quinn. In 9th position is the 29 of John Kane. And then to round out your top 10, first car lap down as well, was the 52 of Austin Nielsen.
Bringing it home, P11 is Justin Callahan in the 75. 12th goes to Alan Duranco in the 109. 13th is John DeMeester in the Blue Deuce. 14th is Nathan Goot in the 5. And rounding out our field tonight, Garrett Austin in the 81 finishes P number 15. So, Carson, this race had it all. Like you said, some close side-by-side action, some door-banging old-school racing, and, of course, we end it with a finish that goes in the record books. Man, it was awesome. Hopefully you enjoyed it at home, folks watching. Got to give a shout-out to Debbie, and we even had Roger Muth in the booth in the chat as well. So, some pretty cool stuff there. So, man, Carson, I am left speechless. The racing spoke for itself, especially there at the end. What a great group of racers. What a great race, and I'm definitely excited for next week. How about yourself?
Yeah, Brett, I am excited for next week. I'm going to be honest, I don't know where we're going, but wherever it is, it should be just as exciting, and it should be hopefully it'll live up to the expectations we have from tonight's race. Tonight was awesome, especially with no cautions, and hopefully we can see more great racing like that going forward here, Brett.
Yeah, next week we got the dynamic track, the 1.5 mile Charlotte Motor Speedway, so it should be a good one. But Carson, I'm going to go wrap it up here. I am Brett the Jet in the booth here at Turn 3 Racing Network. This has been the ASRC Sportsman Series. Hopefully everyone has a good rest of your night. Carson, you want to say your final things?
Yeah, Brett, thank you for having me on. It was a lot of fun. Tonight was a great race, and thank you to, especially a big thank you to all the people watching, rewatching in the chat. You guys are what make this series what it is, especially for us broadcasters. So thank you guys, and hopefully we can see you next week. Should be a lot of fun.
Yep, I agree, Carson. We got to give a shout out to Quick Time Motorsports Media, Mike Custom Garage, and Speed Shop in the 399 Esports, all presented by ASRC. ASRC's got to thank viewers like you at home. Thank you for tuning on in. Whether you're watching live, rewatching, or checking us out for the first time, be sure to check us out at AmericanSimRacingClub.com. I am Brett the Jet, once again here from Turn 3 Racing Network. Be sure to tune on in next week for some great racing action at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Everyone have a safe, good weekend and week. And remember, folks, just flew by you. Have a good one. Good night.